but it's the fact he's got the high levels up in the Iron Shell, as opposed to Trixie's last Arxia game where he didn't have any room to breathe, let alone get experience.
Yeah, Ace is having like a totally free lane. He's out of regen, but he's up to level 4 now, so one more level gets up to the level 3 Death Pulse.
No, Era's not dead. The healing ward will keep him alive.
Yeah. He uses a salve, not the biggest of deals. Astajo is getting, you know, basically uncontested XP here. 8 CS as well. He's doing about as good as the Darkseer. Has the Poor Man's Shield now as well. And with Era not having enough mana for the spin, if he pops the Mango and uses the spin, then the Centaur will have like a super free lane because they won't have kill potential anymore. They can't zone him out. The only thing they can do is fully commit for a kill here. And the Arctic burns on cooldown. They may try and like go for a kill here, or at least force him out of lane. Looks like they're kind of trying for it, but he's just so tanky.
Yep. They don't have the damage output required. Baby Now's scuttering himself over. It looks like they're about to trigger off the shrine. Get them back up again, and Quoth is left. He went Iron Talon, he's now just run off into the jungle, and he's abandoned the middle lane.
Yeah, this is what you have to do versus this Alchemist, and you know, in a game like this, you're versus Slaughter, you're versus Terrorblade, you want to be ahead on the Alchemist. This is not a game where you can be, you know, straggling a little behind, play kind of catch up, and eventually get up to that point where you're, you know, the super strong Alchemist. You need to have like a good start from the get-go, and they may even pressure this tower here. He has, you know, just still 1 point in the Metamorph system. Maybe that was his idea actually with going this this Wraith Band level 1, is he can get the really fast Aquila, gives all the creeps that armor aura, and they're going to take this tier 1 at 4 minutes, and Hani just isn't in the position to really defend. He doesn't want to TP in and just leave Hastajo up here solo. Cinderon's gonna
opposite lane, which we normally see pushed in. You look for the bot lane where the Radiant pushes in and takes that tier 1 tower. Not the mid lane, especially when Neuer's running interference on Quoth for keeping him out. But Quoth has the bottle, he's got the level 2 spray, but they're throwing Cinderon around. They can turn the attention towards the Ogre Magi, finally saying, yes, you mean something, you mean gold on legs. And Ryze can solo kill him. 2 seconds.
They both have boots.
1 second.
Juke Cinderon. Juke. Ah, no jukes.
But they've lost the damage now because they did the chase. There's not enough damage to kill off the tier 1 towers straight up.
I think they're still just going to continue pushing these waves in and force Quake to be here because he's not farming. Like he's getting like maybe 1 or 2 assets, like if he's lucky that with the acid spray, but he's not like actually farming anything. Look at his net worth. And Alchemist not being on top of 5 minutes with an Ogre, it's unheard of.
I very rarely shift the graph to actually like look at net worth, but I did a couple of minutes ago to just show like how far Quake is behind. So the tier 1 tower will drop, Baby Knight will take that one, he's almost got his treads up and running, and in 60 seconds you know he's going to be pushing the top of the bottom lane as well. Restrict the area of farm that comes with the Alchemist.
Yeah, and with that tier 1 mid down, it gives Terrorblade like a whole lot of free space. It's so hard for him to pressure him now, he can shove out the lane and just go farm the jungle wherever he wants. And they also don't know where he's going to be rotating. Because he can, you know, the lane will push so far in, he could be metamorphosing on top or bottom, to be smoked or just farming.
Top. The whole stuff doesn't work, the double edge as well, but Era's nasty mid, Hester doesn't have enough life to survive. And Ryze didn't have enough damage to put him down, it was only a level 2 on the Fade Bolt. A little bit of a miscalculation coming in from Cloud9 on the kill. I thought they had a Era, and now Ryze is in way too far. Quoth rotates over, he was just here to farm up a couple of creeps. Now Cinderon finds the kill onto Ryze, and Neuer slowed up by Hani. Juggernaut's too far away, but back in comes Hastajo. So 4 heroes from Ninjas in Pajamas currently sitting on this top lane.
Yeah, they were trying to farm the stack, I think, for the Alchemist, securing this bounty rune. Is this the thing he was doing? He takes that rune, he ports down here.
Yeah, and then just fills up the bottle for 2 charges and then goes back out again.
Seems pretty good.
Same shit, different day. Well, same day.
Same day. It seems pretty good, to be honest. You know, you commit 50 gold, but you're getting more than that with the bounty rune because you're an Alchemist.
The only downside is you can't just TP into the lane and join them, so you're actually fully committing to farm. Neuer, high Cinderon, they set a bit of a trap for this. Vega actually triggers his metamorphosis already. So Cinderon's on the run, they need a secondary crush of him 1 second time, and they get it, and that's the kill on Cinderon. But Baby Knight needs to create a lot more of himself, and then what? Move to bottom tier 1 tower? Ace can push it in now.
Maybe, they might try and hit it a little bit. I don't think they're going to full commit for this tower, as Hani is moving down here, and you can't make a move like that slow with the Terrorblade against a Winter Wyvern. You have to basically gank the tower. And I think, you know, Baby Knight's build, he's going for this 1-3-1, so he's obviously more committed to farming. And he just commits it here, commits the ults, the Metamorphosis to get the quick kill. But I think he's content just farming, and I don't know how happy NiP are with this. I think Cloud9 is quite happy with the Terrorblade just farming. He can get up to his level 7, level 8, and then he can potentially rotate and take a tower, or at least force the Winter Wyvern to be there. The Necrophos is always going to be pressuring this bottom tower. Has the Veil now as well, so it's almost impossible to kill him. 1000 HP with all that armor that you get from the Veil, as well as the heals. So I think Cloud9 are just constantly going to keep these lanes in. The Juggernauts and the Darkseer are both kind of stuck there, which is not something you typically say about Darkseer. He's not a hero that often gets stuck in a lane, but he definitely is in this case. Necrophos is constantly going to push this in, and he has to be there to deal with it. The Necrophos can't, the Winter Wyvern, you don't want to trap in lanes. You want him to be sort of a response hero for whenever Cloud9, the Terrorblade shows up to a lane to push. You want him to be able to pour it in and defend that lane.
And Trixie looks so scared. When he's low on life coming in close on a Necro who has his ulti up and running, it's not a safe place to be. And it looks like Ryze and Noya are going to try and make the top lane the less safest place to be for Ninjas in Pajamas. Rotate up, around, and behind the Dire Observer Ward. So they're looking for the top lane fight. They want to keep Era low. They don't want to let him get him anywhere near that Dominator, the Juggernaut.
Yeah, Hani immediately TP's up here. He has a Clarity running, which is really, really good. So he'll have 2-3 more Splinter Blasts in the tank. They know.
Yeah, they're killing the healing board.
No TP.
Maybe it's fine as long as he takes the tower.
Yeah.
Again, there's no. Oh, okay, they're actually TPing in. Juggernaut picked up, throwing down.
This is risky.
There's no amplification. It's well, more support. Still on the way. Hani with the Splinter Blast take care of Baby Knight's illusion, so that damage is gone too. But both Hester Joe as well as Ryze, they found through in the tree lines, but Aaron moves over. Quick Omni Slash, that'll take care of the Rubik, and then into a spin. Chasing down Noya, the Darkseer wall is down for Trixie. No one really walked through it, however. So there's no real buff up that comes from this, and with the Winter Wyvern down, and the rest of NiP sort of in retreat back behind the tower once again, Baby can continue the push.
Yeah, his Metamorphosis is down now. It was only level 1, so he has 4 points in the illusion, so they do...
Oh, he's got the movement speed. The Surge is there too. The Crush, it didn't catch Synderen as well. But he's looking over towards Hester Joe. Hester Joe needs to hide. He needs a Tranquil Boost to start having an effect.
Hani TP's in, is forced to run away again. That's unfortunate, having to use the TP like that. They could potentially just port down the bottom afterwards and maybe take that tower.
I think he wants a Splinter Blast to push the wave back. Maybe that's just the one way you can stop this push.
Yeah, they're committing so hard to this tower. I guess they're buying some time for the Alchemist, but they're bringing a lot of resources here. And it's, a tower that can be very risky to defend, and it's very easy for them to just wrap around and kill heroes, as we saw. That last trade was definitely something Cloud9 is perfectly okay with. They got the Necrophos involved in the fight, which, you really want to do in this hero. It's not a hero you just want to sit around, and yeah, that's exactly what they can do. The Winter Wyvern TP top, so they know, hey, you can't really defend these lanes. This Necrophos isn't scared of Jug at all, and so now we can, start pressuring this bottom lane while TB farms up across the jungle, waiting for his meta to come back up, and then he can join Ace to pressure this bottom tower. Cloud9's making really good movements around the map, and I think the Winter Wyvern porting up there was a pretty big mistake, actually.
At the same time, Wyvern now having his curse available might give Cloud9 a little bit more pause when they go for these pushes. Not to mention too, Qualifier, as she said, you got a lot of space, up to 5.9k on the net worth to the 4.9k of your Necro. So there is money rolling into the bank accounts of Ninjas in Pajamas. It's no longer the Alchemist being behind you. It's Era getting a lot of space on the bottom lane to farm up as well. All these things are slowly and steadily working for Ninjas in Pajamas.
Yeah, I think sort of the only thing about the Alchemist being really the only farmed hero on NiP this game is that this is not really a game where an Alchemist can just win the game on his own. He definitely needs a supporting cast. When you reverse a Necrophos, you reverse a Slaughter, or a Terrorblade, you're going to get beat down as an Alchemist. And if you don't have people backing you up, then they're going to kill you super quickly. Now, they do have the Winter Wyvern, whose curse is obviously extremely good versus the Terrorblade and versus the Slaughter, but if you're just walking up, you're trying to hit these buildings, you're going to... It's going to get rough.
I know it hurts, man, but people probably didn't said when
yeah,
you take the mic away.
Alright, yeah, I didn't even realize. Oh, that wasn't important. I forgot what I said anyway.
Alright, bottom lane push is coming in. Baby Knight's Metamorphosis off cooldown, level 3 up on it. Ryze and Ace right behind him. And Darkseer just tries to make more copies, if possible.
I'll take that as tribute.
Baby Knight's range is still okay, he doesn't have to go in range of the Darkseer wall in order to attack the tower. The wall's just a little bit too far out, so fortification has to be used. Ace is still waiting for his jump. may have loved this if it came just a minute later, because then he would have his Blink Dagger for initiation, but I suppose they could just be happy with a straight up push.
Yeah, it's taking them a long time to take these towers. They're going to start falling a little bit behind in farm whenever they just keep walking around as 5 heroes like this, but at the very least they're going to get these towers. Era is trading for mid. I think this isn't the best for Cloud9. Their previous ones, they were, you know, they
want the fight, but the observer ward's already on, so SHO is very clearly scouted out. This Blink Dagger that he has also just picked up is not happening.
Yeah, they're going to try and defend this mid tower.
And Era just
Deny. Oh, nice fort. He might actually die. He can ult him.
Ace gets the hold of that. There it flows, and they got enough damage. He'll still die. I don't get the bonus from the kill of killing him inside.
Yeah. Here's a Blink Dagger up now on Ace though. With Era going down like that, and they get to deny. That's pretty huge. Getting the bottom tower as well. And now they can start moving into Qualifiers jungle, continuing to pressure him. He's actually amped up. Oh! Okay, never mind. He got the relic off. Alright, that would have been bad.
The Sacred Relic didn't get transferred over.
No, it's in his backpack.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, like, if it didn't get transferred over.
Oh, yeah.
Delay up the Radiance. It's around the same time. Like, it's still crazy to think, like, the speed that Qualifier had last game, he played the Alchemist, was roughly on this same kind of timing. Like, he's about 2 minutes behind with his Radiance.
Yeah, I think the big difference is the Necrophos, the Terrorblade, and the Centaur are also, like, so farmed. Even the Slaughter is gonna have... He already has Blink. It's, you know, 13 minutes. And the Slaughter has his Blink Dagger as well as the Centaur. They just have so many ways to start. They have 3 Blink Daggers at, 14 minutes. They're gonna head into the Roshan now.
I'm not certain they really have enough damage for this, as Dark Sea Ascends is an Iron Shelled Satyr into the pit. And this is gonna waste a large amount of time for Cloud9.
Yeah, I don't think they committed too heavily to that. Nice game sense from Ace, realizing they're probably all bottom. I want to be careful here, don't want to feed away a kill.
Wants this kill. He's got back as well as wall.
Is he debating? He's debating.
He has to.
Wait, why did he?
Thunder's on Rise.
Oh, he was invis. I didn't realize that.
He had an invis rune. He was burning him down, waiting for the back into wall, so he had the damage to pop him at the end.
Okay, I thought he was visible. I was like, why did he swap the ruby?
Definitely invis rune.
Alright. We'll see. It looks like Cloud9, they don't want to give up this tower. They realize how strong they are. They don't want to give up 1 inch to NiP. The Alchemist is farming in the meantime, but they don't really care.
SHO, the double stun, the follow-up through as well. They have enough damage to kill the jungle. He's holding brace for the moment. And then Hani lets the curse go over on the Solana. A bit of an optimistic stun out there from Necro. It doesn't do enough work with the scythe to kill off Synderen. So Synderen makes a break for the tree line. It cancels his TP, but Synderen will die to the death pulse, if not just the attack from Baby Knight. But it was Ace that got the kill nonetheless. So you lose 2. Yes, you lost the Juggernaut, but from a double crush, it could have been a lot worse for NiP.
Yeah, for sure. They do lose 2 though, and maybe even gonna lose this tower. Winter Wyvern is walking in, so they'll be able to Splinter Blast. But maybe he's got the Yasha. He is dealing a lot of damage on this Terrorblade.
He's wanting to stop this. Puts up the wall, tries to
Radiance is up.
To Qualifier rotates in as well.
He's dead.
Over on Terrorblade. The Centaur is there to help the stomp. Help the stun, help the control through the stomp.
Yeah, this Radiance, he just picked it up, and they wanna fight with this. This is not a game where you can just AFK farm on the Alchemist and it'd be okay.
Concoction again.
That's a lot of acid.
Try farming heroes. That works. And then the T1 tower straight after.
Yeah, that was pretty huge for NiP. It was a little bit greedy of Cloud9 to actually try and pressure this tier 2 tower. They knew the Alchemist was close. They saw him get the relic, so you can figure that he's going to be finishing off that Radiance soon. And, you know, that if you're pushed up to his tier 2 tower, he's not just going to let you take it for free once he has that Radiance. He's perfectly fine with fighting. You arm out the Radiance. He does not go down quickly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Is that coming up? BTs for Ace.
Okay, so they're going to play this mobile game. They want to, you know, they're down to go late game, the Terrorblade. They took a lot of these towers early on. Now he has the Dragon Lance, the Yasha, and they're still going to look for potential moves, I think, with the Metamorphosis, but they're definitely okay with just farming on this Terrorblade. He has had a very good start and has plenty of space on the map, so he's not just confined to his own jungle. And they can look for pickoffs with this Necrophos, Slaughter.
Oh, they found Synderen. Not certain Stampede was really worth it.
Yeah, he actually held the Necrophos ult. I think he tried to use it at the last second. Maybe had a little bit of indecision whether he wanted to use it on that kill or not, but does hold it. So they have that extra tool for this tower here. Honey's sneaking around in the trees.
And split the block destroys so much of the life the creep wave from the push. Even with Ace, I suppose he can keep it up with Death Pulse, but Baby Knight's just pushing anyway. So much of him, and without having to trigger Metamorphosis to take out a tower.
Dire Snow fortified their structures.
Definitely helps with the later pushes.
Are those cracks in
Yeah,
Dire's
and they don't want to
top
TP back everybody to defend this tower. It's just so many resources. They're not set up for this where, you know, they don't know where all of Cloud9 are. They could just be smoked around this tower, and they're not smoked, but they are just sitting here, and it's, you know, if you don't have vision of these heroes, it's just too risky to come and try and defend this tower. So instead, they'll just continue to farm up on Quickfa, and you know, they have a farmed Alchemist, but the rest of their heroes are very, very poor, and I think NiP potentially, once they get like the Manta on Quickfa, and he's not so easy to kill with the amp, they may want to look for some sort of a fight. But it's kind of hard. They don't really have a playmaker. Their lineup is very centered around Alchemist having a great start 5-manning. That early tri-lane from Terrorblade going back to that, I don't know if they expected that. It put in so much work. Taking that early tier 1 mid had a huge impact.
It's screwed with the timing that they've normally like to go with. I'm also wondering too if Qualifier needs to change up his build slightly just to deal with the slider. Like if it's worth having a casual plate mill. Just at the start. Like I know he wants to still finish up the Manta style, but
yeah, I think going a plate mill might not be bad. I think you go for the Manta first, and then you can
break the amp off. Anyway.
Yeah, you breaking the amp off, and then get a casual plate mill afterwards. I think is pretty good. And then go into something like the Octarine. You know, just standard Alchemist items, but Cloud9, they're not gonna let this game slow down. They're not gonna let the Alchemist get 6 items. They're gonna be the aggressors, not let MP make any possible moves.
They're fighting on bottom lane up against the almost temporary check. Everyone gets destroyed. Syndra starts his TP out. There's next to a stun that comes in from the side. So 2 heroes lost as Hani has to hide in the tree line. No TP scroll of Valmor, but he does have that Shadow Amulet.
Cloud9 is just so mobile. That bot's pickup is paying like massive dividends. The Necrophos can farm up these aggressive lanes, farm up in the top lane like super aggressively, and then just be anywhere on the map. And they're really just abusing how, you know, bad NiP's catch is. Their best catch hero is the Darkster potentially once he gets a Blink Dagger, but that's not really catch. That's more of team fight. So they basically have, you know, free access just pushing these lanes wherever they want, and they're actually going to commit to Roshan. They have the amp. The Rubik has Bloodlust. Wow, what a steal. That actually makes a huge difference. They're going to kill this so much quicker because of that.
Baby Knight go to town, but Trixie won't let this happen. He's got a surge of cooldowns. If he wants to, he can run in nice and quickly. But more support's also coming in from the Sentinel, so in goes the Mud Golem. He'll scout out what's what. Sees that Roshan's insanely low, so if they're going to go, now is the time. Trixie knows it too. They've smoked up so they can get him just a little bit closer out of range of the Observer Wards, but Cloud9, they stalled up a little bit close to the end of Roshan. Metamorphosis has got another couple of seconds left on it. Joe, he's the man on the front lines. Roshan still down 600. Do they go in for this one? Honey's neighbor Arctic Burn just comes off cooldown now. Hasn't used it yet, but
he got bashed.
He's looking over towards Ash Baby Knight. He'll finally do the job. He has Roshan. Omni Slash almost fully focused down on Rise after he bounced off Joe. He'll get the follow-up stun into Era, but this fight's in 2 different parts right now. The concoction's on top of Noya. Coit was able to take care of him. Joe will fall as well. Cloud9, they were the ones meaning to take Roshan and gain the advantage in this game, and now they've lost 4 heroes and Baby Knight's on the run.
Yeah, that was pretty risky from Cloud9 committing all the way into that Roshan, but they had already used the Metamorphosis, and they knew if they backed off that the NiP would definitely take it once the Metamorphosis...
They know the courier's coming. It flew over the top of the Observer. It had the Manta Star recipe on it.
Oh wow, that's pretty costly. That's gonna be 3 minutes where he doesn't have the Manta on Terrorblade. He had that Aegis as well, so they probably wanted to use that with the Manta. They'll still have a small window, but not near as big because of that courier going down.
Yeah, we've only 3 minutes of it. Syndra sees double TPs arrive. Quick stun over on Noya, and now just get the hell out of there, Syndra.
Yeah, he is dead.
I don't know if Alchemist even really help him, or if he should help him. Support is in the neighborhood, but one last attack from Ace will finish the job.
Qualifier almost got scouted up there by the slaughter, but should be fine. Just continuing to farm up. Already level 19 on the Alchemist.
Here we go again. Take Bounty Rune, move down south, farm for 15 seconds, pick up next Bounty Rune. It's rinse, repeat, and acid sprint.
Yeah, and he's going to get another one as well. The 2-minute mark coming up in a second. Continuing to skyrocket his net worth, but you still have this worry of Alchemist way above, and then 3 C9 heroes, and then more NiP. And
you at least have some good academic buffs which he can share out. So you're still going to get some good stats if you give it over to the Juggernaut, not to mention the upgrade to his army.
Yeah, it's definitely nice, but I don't think the Aghanims will make like. I don't think it's gonna make the difference between them winning like a mid-game fights or not. I think late game it could, you know, it's kind of like these luxury things. The Ogre Ag's ult, or the Ogre Ag stun, I think a little bit later in the game could make a pretty huge difference. But as of now, I think Quake's gonna get 6 slot in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And at that point, the NiP really needs to get stuff done. And if they're not, then this Terrorblade gets Scotty, he gets Butterfly. The game starts getting progressively more difficult. They even have a Dagon now up on Ace, so increasing that, just like get out the lanes, be spooky, staying off the map a lot, farming with just Terrorblade illusions and finding these pickoffs, which they're going for now, smoked up by the Shrine.
Luckily for NiP, they're not anywhere near the neighborhood. There's just one Wild Wing Ripper moving up. Thanks to that smoke maneuver, they are able to get a very deep ward Cloud9. And Direside don't have any vision of this. They're just going to start their farm up.
Yeah, I think they see him with the Ripper.
Pushes on the tier 2 tower anyway. That's why C9 are happy to reveal their position. They came here for the tower. Ace again, snagging that last hit. But Ninjas in Pajamas dodge the fights, continue their farm over on the Alchemist. He's up to 5.2k. So it's decision time soon for Quakefa where he wants to go with his item build.
Yeah, I would assume most probably be the Octarine core. I think he'll probably need a BKB at some point this game, so probably swapping out his Arma for the BKB. But for now, yeah, it's the Octarine core, probably an armor item next, and then the BKB for his last item. And with that, he'll be basically unkillable, but that only lasts for so long. You're only unkillable until, Cloud9 gets a few more items, and then, that luxury no longer exists.
Cloud9 again are on the hunt, but they're going underneath the Dire Observer Ward. Put down their own Observer Wards, not quite certain if Ninjas in Pajamas actually saw that happening. He planted it uphill away from the ward, but he was under the ward when he did it. But NiP are going to wrap around. So a big smoke over. They got the fresh ether lens over on Wyvern, so maybe with that extra attack range you can do something. Quakefa needs the target. He's going to find one. It's Baby Knight in the mid. Realize that's a real one. That's actually the real Terrorblade. Keep the stun up before he's going to sunder. They're all backing out to ensure the Aegis Immortal's going to trigger. Without one of their heroes being dropped down low, Hani is still waiting for his chance to go in as Ace jumps over towards Quakefa. Terrorblade,
oh my gosh.
locked in position. The stuns continue again. They're back into a 3-man wall.
Ooh.
And they curse on. It's on the Terrorblade, but the damage is negligible for the moment. It was only Neuer and Hester Joe hitting into him. As the fight, it will continue. The Thunder has already been triggered. The Scythe has dropped down. So say goodbye to your Juggernaut. Never even got his ulti up, and Synderon's on the run, being amplified up. The concoction stun. It spills out towards Baby Knight with Split Blast. It's not enough damage, but the flow from Hani is allowing Quakefa just to chase them down and let the Radiance burn do the work.
Oh.
He ticks out on max range of the Radiance. Is there a stun on Rise? Yes, there is. Both back and concoction. He'll burn out as well, but it's Hani who finds the kill. Again, Cloud9 coming off worse for wear in these fights, and again, it's Juggernaut who's the one to die.
Yeah, it's exactly what NiP need. Quakefa is just totally unkillable. He was just running around non-stop the whole fight, doing whatever he wanted, just chasing heroes. Ding, 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 hit him a couple of times, and they get away for a little bit, but just continually Radiance burning him down, doubling up the Terrorblade's net worth. Ace, actually.
Yeah, he came underneath the Dire Observer Ward, and Quakefa just keeps the chase going. You've got an extra Mud Golem to lend a stun. Another one about to arrive, so Ace, maybe with Hester Joe, they keep the stuns, they keep the focus over on Ace with a back. Now it's Hester Joe who's in too deep for Cloud9. All they want to do is help a friend. Potentially they could have just fed away the Centaur.
Yeah, that was an Eggs ulti sent for the Centaur in the last fight, but it didn't seem to make that much of a difference. They still got it. Yeah, it did some work in the beginning of the fight. I think it protected the Terrorblade from like the Splinter Blast and some other things that probably saved him. But it ended up dying in the end, regardless. And they just have to play keep away from this Alchemist now. This is the stage where Alchemist is extremely strong. NiP taking that fight there is huge. Getting the tier 2 mid, getting a couple kills here and there. And they're going to be looking to 5-man, looking to just look for whatever fights they can. They ping the 2-2 bottom, C9 does, thinking, alright, they're going to move down to bottom pretty soon. They shove out top. And Quakefa just disappears off the map, so things are getting a little spooky. They're starting to move around more as a team, and they just want to make sure they don't want to fight into this Alchemist. He's just way too strong right now. 6k gold now. Looks like the Shivas. Alright, so he's got a Shivas.
He needed an armor item as well on top. Just thought he might have actually thought about yourself, Kuros. And Smoke, right on top of the Observer Ward again. So, Ninjas in Pajamas. This maneuver is very much telegraphed to Cloud9, even though they're not aware of it. And C9 have most definitely backed up. Centaur showing the box of danger inside their own jungle.
Yeah, and Ace actually isn't TPing up the top, so maybe considering about even defending this bottom tower, I feel like it's so hard to quick vote with the Shivas up. This is like the optimal scenario for NiP to go high ground, I think. Everybody from C9 is here. They're not split pushing any of these lanes. Terrorblade isn't up to the Scotty yet. They're smoking up on Cloud9. It's not just going to let them walk to the high ground. They're going to try and find a fight beforehand.
They have enough vision around it. They put the board on top of the hillside. They caught a glimpse.
They broke smoke.
Yeah, actually, yeah, the smoke broke. Just the movement came up to grab the bounty rune. Observers down, sentries from both sides. The Ninjas in Pajamas. They're holding on the lane for the moment. Still trying to play around the tree lines. Baby Knight comes in, creates more copies of himself. Moifa, not certain exactly where he wants to go until Noya jumps in, gets the double crush. Where is that Darkseer wall? The Wyvern is already put down. You've removed the curse from the fight. The Darkseer back wall will be there. Only gets a couple of copies, but then again, the stuns are all on top of Ninjas in Pajamas. This time it's Hesjo doing work as well as Noya. They keep the stuns going, keep Alchemist out of the fight. Now Baby Knight can turn his attention towards the Alp. With no Darkseer, maybe Era. Era's already committed his flash, but it's Koifa who just turns on. It's not even the Chemical Rage that's doing most of the work here. He's able to outrun them as Chemical Rage is wearing off. He's lost 3 of his own teammates. Can Noya catch him?
Nah.
No, lets him go.
Doesn't even have mana for the crush. Yeah, and that's really worrying for NiP fans. Whenever, yeah, that's like their super strong timing. They have this really nice ward, so they can see where Cloud9 is moving, and the Saudi somehow gets this. I don't know. That was like miraculous how we got the 2-man crush. They weren't even in vision, and somehow just jumps in, gets this Wyvern and the Ogre. I think it was. They blow up the Wyvern before he does anything. The Necrophos starts off the. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
Wow, maybe not.
Go into ethereal form, Koifa can attack him, prepares the concoction, needs to keep the vision up. If he's confused, he has a chance. He pushes him away.
That force stab
from Noya. Ace has the distance, but the Radiant Burn is still beating through. One more death pulse, but blinks up. The Stampede straight through the tree lines, and he will beat Teal way to safety.
That force stab was nuts. That was sick. That was pretty huge as well. Off of that pick-off, they probably could have gotten a tier 2 and maybe forced a buyback. Actually, he didn't have buyback, so they maybe could have even threatened Rax, gotten a tier 3, which gives him access to the shrines. That force stuff actually means a lot. But yeah, the Terrorblade now has the Scotty in line. It's going to start working towards the Butterfly, and like without this Wyvern, that's the most important hero, besides the Alchemist for NiP. They need that Winner's Curse for whenever the TB pops his Manta, they can beat up on one of the other heroes. They have the potential heal on the Alchemist if he gets in a sticky situation. Whenever he goes down like that, they just lose so much of their defensive power. Everybody just had to run away from this Terrorblade because they don't have an answer for him when our Wyvern goes down.
Scanning around Roshan begins, and Aghanim Scepter is complete on Necro. So he kept it to the level 1 day, gonna finish up the full Ags.
Yeah, down to the 25 cooldown. It's almost necessary to buy that item now, as you're somewhere in your 6th slot as the Necrophos, or you're just only useful on killing one here. You're almost like an LC, but without a stun. Or with a worse stun.
So Roshan's at maximum spawn time now. Or almost there. So pro teams are very much aware of this. Say hello to our first Aghanim Scepter. Who gets this one?
Probably Ogre, I would say.
He's moving, and the answer is Era.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I guess his impact in these fights has been like lackluster at best, and giving him something to buff him up. I guess the stuns wouldn't be super useful either, as Cinderin's kind of just getting pummeled in these fights. He's not in a situation to be able to like walk up and continually just stun people over and over and over again. Era's going for the Diffusal Blade, so they're going to have some sort of an answer for the Ghost Shroud. But he is going to scale a little bit worse without getting the Mjolnir, so they're going to have a little bit slower farming speed. But I think it's okay because he has the Bloodlust to sort of counteract that. But whenever you go with this Diffusal Blade build, you kind of worry about how his damage is going to...
I think they came down far enough that was scattered out. They smoked him, so they run on to Dire Shrine, but in a 3-man back wall, he'll do his job. They got to trigger up the Shrine, and then maybe... Okay, they didn't really get the right Terrorblade with that one. the curse was thrown out, so Cloud9, they tanked through that. But they haven't found their opening off the back of this smoke maneuver. Creates a little bit of space around Roshan. Mr. Shrine is down for the moment too, but the bottom tier 3 tower is kind of being chipped away a little bit by the creep wave of Ninjas in Pajamas. And NiP is slowly surrounding Cloud9 and regaining position.
Yeah, they wanted to find a pick-off so they could secure the Roshan, but running right up into the Shrine, and NiP were ready for them. They're really lucky they didn't lose a whole lot of heroes there. They're actually going to commit for the Rosh because their Metamorphosis is wearing down. Sort of the same scenario as before.
It's difficult. Commander Illusions continue to go in. Now Koi for the Shiva's gun. They found Hester too, and that's the full Omni Slash with the Ags upgraded. Meaning Era has more than enough damage to kill off the Centaur when he finds him solo. And without the Centaur, this should be Roshan to NiP.
Yeah, no Metamorphosis either.
Unless Nick goes for your YOLO. And maybe that is the play. Run in there, crush, all stuff back out again. It's too late. Chip's already gone.
Yeah, it's 2 times this game, and they've sort of gotten this pickle where the Metamorphosis has been used, and they were trying to get the Roshan, and, you know, they just have to commit to it, because if they don't, then, you know, NiP get it for free, and instead they just get it both times with kills along with it. Having that Aegis, all the lanes pushed in, NiP may look to try and go high ground here, although it's a little hard. This may be as good of an opportunity as any, although it doesn't look like they're going to go for it immediately.
If they can take a tier 3 town, they'll probably be happier. The ability to get rid of these shrines. But they'll need another pickup before they're possible. So leave some good vision behind and look for a good opening later on. Because they've still got other items, right? Now you got 4,000 gold over on the Alchemist. If he wants to buy up a fresh Aghanim Scepter, he can go and do that. You got the 4-staff, which has to fly out to Syndra now. He's got much more. He's got the Blink, a Dominator, as well as his Greaves.
Yeah, the way this game is going, the Alchemist is just sopping up so much farm. The Juggernaut's trying to catch up. I don't know how much more the Darkseer is going to get this game. It has to be really useful. They're a little bit low on lockdown, and as the Terribly gets progressively more and more farm, they're going to need ways to deal with them. So I think, you know, a potential eventual, you know, second Shivas in the Darkseer, a Hex, are items that you kind of look for. Although that will be quite some time before he gets to those tier of items on a Darkseer.
I actually wonder, like, if he gets the Aghanim Scepter upgrade, if the person he goes for, then to get a copy.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily that bad. I don't think the Ags is really the greatest for Darkseer. That'll probably be the last upgrade. What does it even do? It's like so useless, isn't it?
It's just like an upgrade in percentages. Like the older one was the better one. The older one you could create copies of your own teammates inside of the wall.
Yeah.
It was a little bit chaotic, but you could just send like mass illusions.
Yeah.
Right inside your own wall.
I guess you do the Darkseer one before you do the Winter Wyvern one. The Winter Wyvern one is so useless. It's just perma flap.
Is that what it is? Like it's just like permanent RPG?
Yeah, it makes it toggleable. That's what you do whenever you go carry Wyvern.
Well, I suppose Hani would like it for vision.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. The cooldown being 0 obviously is nice, but it's not the biggest thing in the world. It ends up being like fairly useless in fights.
Well, here they come. They brought double catapult. Only the one needs to come in for Clover to beat the tier 3 tower. As I said, like once they take the tier 3 tower, then they're gonna open up everything else for the stun. Goes on to the Alchemist, Hester Joe jumps in as well. Quick 4-staff used by Syndra. Just gives Point for a little bit of extra space. They also Glimmer Cape him up. The Chemical Rage does the healing so quickly. And the healing board as well. A little bit of overkill to try and stay alive.
It's really tricky to go high ground. Although I guess Baby Knight did pop the Metamorphosis, so they may hang around and try and push whenever that wears off. Didn't really commit too much, just the healing orb, which has a decently long cooldown. It'll still be down for 30 seconds, but they have the Aegis. Quickfa is going to cut midway with those illusions, so they'll be able to hang around this area a little bit more. Top lane is pushing in, but I don't know if they're too worried about that.
They've just got great vision on the bottom lane. That one observer ward that's sitting inside the base just to the south, they see so much with that.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. They know exactly where Ryze is, so not going to be surprised by anything. Ryze is getting his own ward outside of the base there, so seeing whenever NiP approaches the base, not just totally surprised by the whole team on the high ground out of nowhere.
And NiP won't see that unless Hani wants to push a little further to the top. They go again for the stomp.
Whoa!
And maybe with the Necro side, it's not enough damage. Qualifiers will survive, and he's regenerating quickly. Trigger up the Manta. and now beat into the tier 3 tower. So huge amount of commitments from Cloud9, and they did negligible and in fact completely inconsequential damage to Qualifiers.
Yeah, he has 300 HP regen. That Glimmer Cape actually saved him. He definitely would have died without the Glimmer Cape. That was huge. Although he does have the Aghanims on the Necropro, so the ulti is already back up. So they can try and go on him again.
That's exactly what they're doing. Stun number 1. They're trying to push him away again, but Qualifier wants to stay in this. More Manta Styles being triggered off. The Sentry was being planted. They finally found that Observer Ward.
Yeah, they're gonna keep trying to go for the side ground. This is like one of their strongest timings. If they don't go now, then the next time maybe they don't get the Aegis.
They're backing up for shrines.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. They want to hang around this area. They don't want to give it up, but getting the shrine just for safety. Wait for that healing ward to come up and potentially get the they want to get the lanes out.
And it's more access to him. I don't know if we actually called it, but Darkseer was the recipient of the second Agony Scepter from the Alchemist.
Okay, so they give me Ogre 3rd, Wyvern 4th. Alright. Sounds okay. As long as they don't give Wyvern before Ogre, I'm fine. The Wyvern's is so bad.
It could actually happen though.
It's so bad.
Just because of the role that Cindric's normally playing. But hey, if they give it to him, he's got more life.
It's true.
Increases the stats.
It is true. And he actually plays Ogre like every game. What a miserable existence. Just every officially just press E all game.
That's what Synderen is. He's a man that is happy to make the sacrifice. Many, many times he is.
Very noble.
He is a very noble. At the same time, he's there, like, as long as I did everything that I could possibly do best, then I feel like I could walk away with my head held high even if I lose. That's the Synderen approach.
Well, hopefully his head will be able to be held high while winning.
That is always the better alternative.
That is the better alternative.
Well, there goes the last shrine outside the base.
Net worth has swung up quite a bit the other way. Of course, you know, he's Aghanims, so net worth is kind of inflated because the Aghanims are like not super useful compared to other items that you would typically go for on, you know, the Darkseer or the Juggernaut, but they are starting to fall a little bit behind on Cloud9.
Oops. Noya missed his with the Shiva's gun. He's lost so much movement speed as well, trying to make him break the tree line, but he'll go down. 51 seconds without a slaughter. And Qualifier with more money, he can buy himself a secondary, a third ag now if he wants to.
Yeah.
Turning for it? No. That's a demon edge.
What the heck is he buying?
Oh, and then he buys the point booster.
Did he misclick? Are those items next to each other?
He's looking for the Monkey King Star to get through the butterfly and Terrorblade. So I got a funny feeling he's just picking up the point boost now because he's in the neighborhood.
I'll take that as tribute.
Interesting.
Because everything else is going to come from the base ship.
Yeah, the Terrorblade actually getting a Diffusal Blade, so trying to fix some of their damage issues.
He found it's still the Butterfly Baby Knight. Just used Flutter, stole the Alchemist bounty room. Qualifier would love to punish him for this, but he needs friends. Right now, he doesn't have any friends. Terrorblade's having a couple more coming around behind him. First stun, second stun to Stampede to get enormous damage. The hoof stomp goes on to Era. So Era's taking too much of the damage, but is going to leave Pester Joe stranded by himself. There's more teammates coming up through the lane, but Qualifier preparing the concoction. Another stun. Era still has his ultimate available too. And Cloud9 just cut their losses, except for the fact the Centaur was dead.
Yeah, after a couple of those more clumsy fights in the mid game, they were doing really, really well. The Terrorblade has continued to farm, but the Necrophos has fallen really far behind. It's just gotten a plate mail and upgraded his Dagon one level, sitting just a Dagon 2. His impact is, you know, very much. If they aren't blowing up the Alchemist at the beginning of these fights, then he kind of doesn't really do that much. He can't just walk up in the middle of the fight.
Wow.
Whoa!
Thought he had it, now he's on the sidelines for 2 minutes thanks to that Aghanim Scepter. On the run, the Omni slashes off, he's managed to go through most of the creep wave down to the spin for minimal damage. In fact, even the Thunder, but the curse, it's over on the Necrophos. He'll go down, a wonderful curse from Hani. Kind of salvages a large portion of this fight. As Noya goes on a hunt, misses on his Blink Crush. Synderen, stun and 4-star TP. No, he's just going to try and leg it.
He's gonna get crushed.
He just turned around. It's like he's waiting for the 42-minute route.
He's trying to juke. He's dead. Yeah, he is definitely dead, and that's what they have to do on Cloud9. I think that's why he needs a BKB as well in this Alchemist, so he can just like BKB and run up the hill. Because otherwise he's just gonna get blown up like that, and whenever their Alchemist is dead, they have lost half of their net worth as a team, and they just get run down. Cloud9, I think they want to. I mean, they definitely are going to try and force the Alchemist buyback. They're going to take this tier 2, but I think they're content just letting the game continue to tick on. This Necrophos is only going to get stronger. The Juggernaut, you know, once again, it's a hero that doesn't really do very much versus the Terrorblade as the game goes later and later. He's really just the healing ward and backing up this Alchemist.
Noya, slowed down. Juggernaut has his on-me slash. I don't think he really wants to commit just to kill off a Slardar. Maybe a little bit more if he realized the Slardar was walking around with the gem. Here comes the push from Baby Knight. This fight's critical to win, especially as Roshan is only just respawned. So you don't want to lose this and then lose Roshan straight up. Necron, it was enough to kill off Era. That just doesn't do the work. And now Era's still waiting. Now he lets rip. Wants to kill off Baby Knight. Around the walls, they have enough damage. They're bouncing around between Hitsio as well as Baby Knight. Era still cannot do enough damage. It's 11 seconds until Alchemist is up, but he has not had to fight back just yet. This is the upside. As long as he has teammates left when they survive, Trixie, he'll get back to base. He'll survive. They don't lose anyone until the sights will drop. It's over on Era, so he'll fall, but Alchemist, Kuiper is on the front lines, and he'll look to punish them. Letting go of the stun, pulls it back in, the perfect back timing, catching both Ryan as well as Ace together. Noya's forced to blink back in again to go for this stun, but there's so many more left. Baby Knight, the Thunder, Kuiper held, actually protected by the Glimmer Cave. He'll turn around once more, looking for the Thunder to Baby Knight. The Spinner Blast, slowing him down. Now Concoction flies out, and Kuiper will beat him down. Honey may drop, but it'll be for the greater good if Baby Knight will fall, which he will. The illusions won't do enough. Noya, he'll jump in for the crush. So Alchemist will fall. Trixie and Synderen, they're on the hunt for the kill. But they won't be able to find him. Noya is running away with a gem of True Sight and will successfully TP to safety. There's still another gem for NiP to regather.
That was very, very risky, reinitiating like that. If the Alchemist hadn't gone down, then that would have been a total disaster. They would have forced buyback from the Terrorblade, his mana would have been down, and they potentially even could have taken 1-2 set of racks for NiP, but as it is, everybody's just going to respawn, nobody's going to buy back, nobody's going to take the risk. They're going to respawn, and Dota's going to go back to usual, and Roche is up, so I think both teams definitely have their eye on that. NiP may try and get it done really quickly before the Metamorphosis comes up. They have a very small window, 30-40 seconds.
And you hit it perfectly, man. Like, if that Alchemist didn't die, Ninjas Pajamas would have been in such a great position. That's what I was worried about when I saw that Roshan was dying just before the fight began. You can't lose the fight. You lose out too much, but both teams kind of lost evenly at the end of it.
Yeah, I think Cloud9 are okay with that. They got a couple of kills. The Necrophos almost up to his Shivas after that. So gonna be considerably tanky. Alchemist went for the -5 acid spray armor, so everybody's armor goes down by 17 with that. Or no, okay, no, it's not 17. It's added in with the talents. Okay, so 12. Everybody's armor goes down by 12 in the acid spray. Combine that with the concoction, the Juggernaut. His right clicks aren't amazing, but they're something. This Necrophos is dying very, very quickly in these fights. I'll slow that down considerably, I think.
That Radiant Vision. The Observer Board is right on top of the Ancients. So they can see all these TPs arriving. And it's bail time. Did they actually see it? Like with the Gem of True Sight, I don't think they see it. Okay, yeah, now they do. I don't think Hani actually, I don't know if he attacked Move when he did that just then and then accidentally attacked the Observer Board, but was perfectly hidden behind the Ancients.
Yeah, I don't know. Huh. Round 3 is the same thing that's happened. This time they're not going to just commit into the Roshan, they're going to try and smoke around. Do they have one? Somebody drew the line. Oh yeah, they have one on Rise. Looks like they're not going to take the direct brute force approach. This has not worked the past couple of times. You know, wisen up and look to be more crafty. They haven't killed that Winter Wyvern at the start of the fight since the bomb. He's, you know, definitely improved his positioning quite a bit since they had that catastrophic fight down bottom. I think they definitely want to blow him up with that wraparound smoke. You saw Noya draw the line.
Might be a little bit more difficult when Hani picks up his next item. He's still holding on to 4.6k.
Gracious.
A lot of money. Same thing for the Alchemist though. Like the Alchemist walking around with a huge amount. He dropped his armlet to actually have the Monkey King bar.
What did the smoke break on for Ace? I don't actually see what it broke on. That was crazy. He like blinked here. Maybe like caught somebody running up or something like that.
Did he attack?
I don't. Maybe. I didn't see him attack.
Oh, the Pajamas are still waiting around.
Just sitting on that.
Smoke themselves, and they're ramping all the way around through the north. The line is drawn so they can go around through the secret shop and come out the other side. If the smoke breaks when they're coming close to know someone's inside of Roshan, and Baby Knight is. But do Cloud9 realize what's happening? It's the full wraparound. A fresh observer.
Oh, that's such a good ward.
Now the concoction plan goes down. Rubik is there. Will he go down quickly? Rise wants to escape back out again. A back wall pulling Baby Knight Neuer back into the engagement for Trixie. He has to disengage, but there's your curse. It's all on top of the Slaughter. He's dropping quickly and he'll actually die to the curse of the Omni Slash. It's solo on the Necrophos. He'll push himself back up next to Baby Knight. So the Omni Slash doesn't do enough work, but Trixie's in there. He'll do the work. A buyback in from the Slaughter, but Baby Knight perma-stunned practically. With all the slow, with all the Darkseer illusions fighting for them, Ninjas in Pajamas come out on top, and they're making a break for the mid. No Necro for 70 seconds, no buyback. They just get the buyback out from the Terrorblade.
Yeah, both teams had the same idea, but Cloud9 just didn't see it coming.
No Metamorphosis available. Era can just work his way through the racks, even just defensively spinning while he does this.
Yeah, I know.
NiP have the option, they can rotate down towards the bottom. There's no tier 3 tower.
Yeah, he has the MKB on Alchemist, so he actually hits a lot harder than most Alchemists will at this stage. And Necro has no buyback, no meta on TV. They're not in a great position to defend this rack.
Point is just trying to finish the racks. Doesn't even care about the heroes. If anyone wants to come in close, he'd be happy to concoct him. But it's more space creation than anything else. And Harney's waiting through how long? 7 seconds till Curse is up. Synderen jumps forward, able to get that long stun over on the Slaughter. But it's all about the Terrorblade. If they can bring him down again, the Curse is on him. But it's only Rise and Neuer attacking into him. That's not enough damage, but the isolated head to Joe. Hero committing the Diffuser Blade charge means the Centaur is down. He committed all of his money to buy that refresher or before. Hence there is no buyback available. But Ninjas in Pajamas not aware of this. They still have a Roshan to claim. And then they could just go through top, secure the victory that way.
Yeah, they're going to play it safe. No need to rush it. They've got 2 sets of racks, which with Cloud9's heroes is pretty hard to deal with. They don't particularly have super fast lane pushers. It takes the Necropole several seconds of pulsing over and over again to kill the wave. The Terrorblade has to beat it down with multiple illusions. And the rest of the heroes are, reasonably mediocre at killing the wave. I think Centaur is one of the better heroes, but with that Aegis taken, the ball is definitely in NiP's court. They can kind of do whatever they want on the map. Look for pickoffs, they can, push. They just have to be very, very careful whenever they're going up to this high ground, because Cloud9 for sure is all going to be standing around this tier 3 tower. Whenever you're fighting into shrines, if you get even just the littlest bit over aggressive, everything turns on its head.
Calm before the storm.
Yeah, finishing up whatever small items they're going to get a refresher orb on the Darkseer, so potentially 2 massive Terrorblade illusions could be pretty huge.
That's a nice thing for Koi to find. Arcane Rune.
Oh wow.
Non-stop Chemical Rage, concoctions, whatever you want.
Yeah, Lotus Orb on Winter Wyvern as well. Almost a Lotus Orb on Ogre. They're really bulking up on the armor, so this Terrorblade is not going to be able to cut through people like he has in the past couple of fights with these, several armor items coming online. And gonna get vacked all over the place with this refresher. He isn't actually buying it. I guess saving gold for buyback because he's a little bit... No, he does have enough money. Huh.
Did it happen? Did it just happen? No, he gave it.
Did he...
He bought another axe.
He bought it for himself before Ogre.
Did he? I guess he consumed it himself. What a greedy bastard.
The stats aren't even that good, man. Give it to your Ogre.
Cinder is not allowed to have nice things.
Cinder wants 4 buttons instead of 3, dude.
More than his daily quota.
3 buttons a day keeps the doctor away.
Alright, so push through top. Era's pushing down the lane now. Full beyond Era's completed. He'll pick up his butterfly on the way through. In fact, I am assuming the courier's got the other. Yeah, the courier's got the other part of it. That drops the phase boot, so Mr. No Boots Era will have to use the flutter effect to keep running forward. defensive scan from Ninja Pajamas, just in case Cloud9 have any wraparound shenanigans to work with.
Yeah, he has the MKB completed on the Terrorblade. I think he did last fight as well, but yeah.
Holding on to the diffuser plate recipe in case he needs that when he fires back. But for now, just pushing Era further and further away. Void will be the man who's protected by both the Lincoln Sphere as well as the Lotus Orb when he wants to run in.
Yeah, they pop Metamorphosis on the Terrorblade, so they may just wait that out and then go high ground afterwards.
Good timing for it too. Curry is making a strip out, so Ninjas in Pajamas need a little bit longer. It's bringing the refresher orb for Trixie.
Yeah, they're gonna wait for the refresher orb. Once the Metamorphosis wears down, that's sort of the issue with Terrorblade when you're defending high ground like this. He can, has the great range, can shoot from a mile away with the Dragonlance combined with the Metamorphosis, but if he has to pop that ult and you can back up.
Juggernaut losing half of his life. Lincoln Sphere trying to protect him once again. Era does back up. But yeah, there we go. Metamorphosis is down. So an 85-second window has now appeared for Ninjas in Pajamas.
Yeah, they still have the potential to blow up this Winter Wyvern if he gets a little bit out of position, but he's staying way far in the back. Darkseer, same position. Just Quickfall and Arrow walking up front. They're doing this no-risk Dota. I don't know if Cloud9 really have a counterplay for it. They kind of have to wrap around, but it's too late for that. They can see all their heroes in the base.
Yeah, they're committed, and especially when Hesse Joe missed Morph Stomp. They don't have the extra stun the back wall. His baby on as well as not prepared. Trixie wants to go again. Pull him back in for the second wall, and then the curse is down on top of Goya. Trying to take the slaughter of this game if possible, while the Omni Slash being used on top of Ace. He can go into Ghost form, so that's mostly wasted by Era. And no one falls out of all of this. Not even a single buyback coming out of all of that. Such a heavy commitment.
He did use both Centaur ultis though.
They did. And they're losing their tier 4 towers. The bottom lane's pushing in with double catapults. Someone's going to eventually go down there for it. But then with a double edge to the hoof stomp, they break the Aegis Immortal. Again, however, Cloud9 pulled into these Darkseer walls. A concoction creating space onto Baby Knight. The range rack's protected by the fortification. It didn't come up in time to protect that melee racks, but Kuiper trying to do the most he can just to force up the Megas while there's a fight happening outside the base. Kuiper is 1v2ing this fight with the multiple parts, but I think Cloud9 are going to accept the inevitable soon. Yes, you just lost the Alchemist for the Necro, but you're up against Megas. They need to find some kills and then just force some level of pushback. It's the only way this ends well for him.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time before everybody respawns and then walks back toward the base.
They found Era. Joe, off stomp, sort of nice, but it kind of just reveals Era. Baby Knight is Noya taking way too much damage, so Baby Knight has to go in for the Thunder. At least you know when the Juggernaut comes out.
Those 12 slashes.
He was low because of the Thunder, but never really felt the pain of it. Now Ace will jump in, the sights will drop. Juggernaut's down, but Ace may have committed himself way too heavy to try and find that kill. Kuiper's back to the front lines after the fireback. They'll wait it out, and well, you could Dagon down an extra one, but Ace still on the run, still a pest, but still dead.
Yeah, buybacks on both the Terrorblade and the Centaur. They're going to try and defend the high ground. They're not going to give up yet, as this does mean they're going to have to play a lot more games, most probably, or at least a few more, as it'll put them even with NiP, I believe. But it's looking pretty grim. Kuiper pops the ult, going to continue to go to work with like 15,000 buffs on him.
He's only got 3,000 life. That's doable. Take that when Hesse Joe gets the multi-cast stunned up. Might be easier for Cinder if he had that extra 4th stun ability, but hey, not possible for him. A Terrorblade locked in the Darkseer wall. Really painful because he's basically dying to himself, and finally the call comes out. GG is it. Ninjas in Pajamas will take the victory over